Hello everyone, I'm Kajal and today we are going to discuss the 7th chapter of the 9th class students, respiration in the plants. So we will discuss this chapter. Respiration, you know that what do you mean by respiration process, in which if we talk about the human beings are inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. That is known as a respiration in the human beings. And if we talk about the plants also respire. They are taking the carbon dioxide and giving out oxygen. That process takes place in the daytime, and in the night time the process is reversed, means in the night time they are taking oxygen and they are giving out carbon dioxide. So respiration also takes place in the plant. In this chapter we will discuss about the whole process of the respiration, how it takes place in the plants. Let us begin with what is respiration. As I already told you, respiration means when the organisms are taking or inhaling the oxygen and they are giving out the carbon dioxide. One equation is there, by that way you can understand what do you mean by respiration. In the respiration process, the oxygen content is mixed with the glucose of our body, and afterward the carbon dioxide, water and energy is released by this process as a byproduct. So carbon dioxide, water and energy is the byproduct of the respiration process. If one molecule of glucose is breaking down through the respiration process, if we talk about the human beings, in the human beings 1 mole of a glucose releasing 38 ATP energy, means 38 molecules of energy. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. That are the units of energy, adenosine triphosphate. So this is all about your respiration process. By this way the respiration takes place in the human beings. Respiration, this process is also having a chemical series, means a number of steps are taking place in the respiration process. So let us discuss about that processes, about that steps. First is, when the respiration takes place, first step is known as the glycolysis or breaking down of glucose. First is breaking down of glucose. Breakdown of glucose. This process is also having 2 subparts. First is glycolysis process and the second one is known as Krebs cycle. Now what is the difference between these 2 processes? First is glycolysis, as the name is depicting. Lysis means breakdown. Here the glucose is breaking down and it is converting in the form of pyruvate. Pyruvate is it is not the complete breakdown of glucose, so that compound is known as a pyruvate. And in the Krebs cycle, this pyruvate is completely breaking down and giving the carbon dioxide, water and energy. So here in the Krebs cycle, this pyruvate is completely break down and giving these 3 byproduct. So in the Krebs cycle, the complete breakdown takes place, and in the glycolysis, the incomplete breakdown takes place. Glycolysis takes place in the cytoplasm of the organisms. So it takes place in the cytoplasm, and Krebs cycle takes place in the mitochondria. So these are the locations of these 2 processes. Glycolysis takes place in the cytoplasm and Krebs cycle takes place in the mitochondria of the organisms. Next one, this is the first step. First step is the breakdown of the glucose. Second one, each step of this process, this whole process needs the enzymes for speeding up the process. So it needs the enzymes at every step. Enzymes that are speeding this process. And the third thing is that second one in needing enzymes, and the third is it is releasing the energy. So this process is releasing the energy in the form of ATP. As I told that in one molecule, when one molecule of glucose is breaking down, it is giving the 38 molecules of ATP. So by that way the respiration process takes place. Hope you understood about the process. So it takes place in the three processes. First is breakdown of glucose, and it is also having two subparts. First is glycolysis, second one Krebs cycle. Second thing, it needs the enzymes for speeding up the process, and the third thing is that by this process the energy is released during this process. So this is all about your respiration process. Respiration also, in the respiration process, this ATP is converting in the form of ADP. ADP, as I gave you the full form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. ADP means adenosine diphosphate. Here the diphosphate means two molecules of phosphorus, and here three molecules of phosphate. So they are forming, and they are giving this formation. This ATP is converting in the form of ADP, and after that when it is required, it is again converting in the form of ATP. So the conversion takes place in the energy. Next thing is that the respiration process is of two types. So these processes, there are two types of processes. First is catabolic process, and the second one is anabolic process. Now what is the difference between these two processes, catabolic and anabolic? As I told, processes are of two types, catabolic and anabolic. Catabolic respiration is catabolic process. Why it is catabolic process? Because in the catabolic process energy is released, and if we talk about the anabolic processes, they are consuming the energy, they are absorbing energy. So these are the energy absorber processes, and these are the energy relieving processes, because in the respiration process the energy is released. So respiration is a catabolic process. Next thing we are going to discuss, we are going to compare the respiration with the combustion process or burning process. So there is the comparison between respiration or combustion. So we will discuss the few points, respiration versus combustion or burning. What is the difference between these two processes? Combustion now. Combustion needs energy. Whenever we want to, you have seen the bonfire, in that we have to give the energy for the woods, and afterward it starts burning, means it is absorbing the energy. And if we talk about the respiration, in the respiration energy is released. As well as respiration is a catabolic process and combustion is a anabolic process. Next thing is that it's, in this respiration process energy is liberated in the form of ATP, and if we talk about the combustion, during the combustion heat is produced. So here ATP is produced, and here heat energy is produced in the form of heat. So these are the few differences between the respiration as well as the combustion. One thing more is there, respiration takes place in the cells, in the human cells, and combustion takes place by firing the woods or by lighting up them. So there is the difference between these two. Hope you understood. Next thing we will discuss about the plant, which parts of the plant are respiring. In the plant, whole parts of the plant are respiring. How it is? It shows the respiration. First thing, the leaves shows the respiration by stomata. The small pores are present on the leaves that are known as the stomatas, and by that way the respiration takes place in the leaves. The leaves are stomatas are responsible for absorbing the carbon dioxide and giving out the oxygen. And in the night, as I told you, this process is reversed. They are taking in oxygen and giving out the carbon dioxide. Next thing, if we talk about the stems, on the stems also the pores are present, and that pores are known as the lenticles. So stems of a plant is also showing respiration by lenticles, the pores that are present over there. Next thing, the roots are also showing the respiration in the plants by the surface. So the surface is there, roots are having their own surface, and by that surface they are easily showing the respiration process. So hope you understood about these three. First, the leaves are showing by the respiration by stomata, stems by lenticles, and roots by the surface. Next, there are the two questions. These are coming in the exams as a reasoning questions. First thing is that why tilling is required for the for the plants, for the growth of the plant. Why tilling is required? Because whenever we are giving the water to the soil, that pores of the soil is also completely filled, and and the surfaces of the soil is completely filled with the water, so that pores are completely filled with the loss of the water, and there is the difficulty of the exchange of gases to the roots and the outside surface. So by that way the roots are, if that process is there, in that way the roots are not able to show the respiration process and the plants are not growing properly. Second thing is that in the there are one question that you might have heard from your elders, that they are saying you that do not sleep under the trees in the night. Why so? Because the trees, I told you 2 times that in the night time the process is reversed, the respiration process is reversed. Plants start taking the oxygen and giving out the carbon dioxide process, and in the plants also it is happening, and due to that process they are giving out the carbon dioxide in the night, so it is harmful for us to sleep under the trees in the night. But one thing is more there, in our homes where we are sleeping at the night, there the carbon dioxide content is more as compared to the plants. So in the sunlight, means in the afternoon time, you can sleep under the trees, but avoid sleeping under trees in the night. So this was your topic. In this one we have discussed about the respiration process as well as the comparison between combustion and respiration, and the third thing, how the plant shows the respiration process. Hope you understood. Thank you very much.